Let me start with Adrian Saenz, who is over here, who is our National Latino Vote Director. Adrian, please stand up. Big round of applause. Next to Adrian is Andres Lopez. Andres has played a couple of really important roles for us. First, as the co-chair of the Futuro Fund, which he will tell you about, but he was also one of the leaders I mentioned. For the first time, Latino leaders played a key role as a vice chair for the Platform Committee. Let's hear it for Andres Lopez. Next to me right here, a very important person, Alejandra Salinas, the president of the College Democrats of America. We're talking about the important role of youth in our campaign. Next to Alejandra, Jaime Arezaga Soto, our deputy director of the DNC, who's going to be talking to us about our communications. So what I'm going to do first is ask each one of the panelists, it's going to be short, but just to help us get the conversation started, I'm going to ask each one of them to take 60 seconds. You see the question up there on the slide. The big question is going to be how we as the DNC Hispanic members, and all of us who are here as delegates and participants in this caucus, how can we best help President Obama get reelected? All the Democrats in our states back at home. How can we make sure that the President gets reelected, Democrats get elected, particularly in those battleground states? I'm going to go ahead and start with Adrian to have him give you 60 seconds on his beginning thoughts of what you can do to make sure that the President gets reelected. Adrian. He's going to be coming up here.
We're a volunteer-driven organization, as you know. We were in 2008. We developed a model then, or we used a model then that we thought was very effective. It's the same model we're using across the country in all our battleground states and non-battleground states this year. But because we are a volunteer-driven organization, it means that we're getting to that point in the campaign where we need literally tens of thousands of volunteers in these battleground states. And so if you're in a battleground state, I hope you're already part of the organization. If you're not, if you're in a neighboring state like California or Texas or New York, there's a lot that you can do to help support the work that's going on the ground. And I think that over the course of during the panel, we'll be able to talk through a few of those things. But even for those of you who can't make it out to one of our battleground states, who can't take the time off to go out for a few weeks or a month or the next 64 days, there's a lot you can do digitally to help support our programs in those battleground states. And the big important states are obviously Nevada, Colorado, Florida, and we always run programs in those big states. We expected that we're going to do it this year. This time we have Latino Vote Director or Latino Vote programs in those states, plus Iowa, Ohio, Wisconsin, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire. So this isn't just a sort of big Latino population state program. It's across the board, and I think we've had very little success, but we're at that point in each one of those states where we really need volunteers to help support those programs. So I hope that we have a chance to sign you all up to volunteer before you leave here today. Well, not today, but before you leave the week. Next one.
Andres Lopez.
Vice chair of the Platform Committee, and I'm doing everyday campaigning in Orlando. You know Orlando, the capital of Puerto Rico. Speaking of Puerto Rico, I want to give a shout out to the Puerto Rico delegation. And we're going to get our president reelected. I say that my name is Andres Lopez because I like my middle initial. I want to bring the pride back to that middle initial because Romney has a nice personality. 3 days on a nice personality? Are you serious? I mean, I felt kind of like when I was in high school at Iverson. You know, you ask people, hey, what do you think about so-and-so? And they say, well, he's got a nice personality. You know why they're trying to say that he's got a nice personality? It's because they're trying to hide the truth about their plans. Because their plans are ugly. Tax cuts for the rich on the backs of the middle class, that's ugly. Repealing healthcare reform and killing Medicare, that's ugly. You know what, on immigration, you know what their platform says? You know how it refers to undocumented immigrants? It calls them illegal aliens. How long has it been since you heard illegal aliens? I mean, it was like a song in the 80s. Legitimate rape? That's ugly. Maybe they're not so nice after all. Now let's talk about President Obama. He rescued the economy from collapse. By the way, the collapse that the guy with the W middle initial that they want to pretend like play the Oscars defense, they did that. Healthcare reform. Decades trying to fight for healthcare reform. This guy got it done. And because of that, they now can't deny you because of pre-existing conditions. And millions of Latinos are going to get coverage where they didn't before. Come on, Sonia Sotomayor, are you kidding me? A white Latino? Who is going to fight for you and your family? Mr. Nice Personality? I don't think so, and make no mistake about it, and this is the part that's important, whether it's in fundraising or in getting the votes. This is a fight. We need all of it, because they are trying to take back our progress. They're trying to roll back the clock and try to bring us back to those days. We all know what happened then. So the question becomes real simple. Are we going to allow them to elect a president who's going to tell illegal aliens to self-deport? No! Not an hour watch. Are we going to let them elect a president that's going to trample all over women's rights? No! Are we going to elect a president that's going to boast of his record of outsourcing jobs? No! No, it's not an hour watch. And we're going to do this not just for Barack Obama, and not just for Sonia Sotomayor, or for Julian Castro, or for Antonio Villaraigosa, or for the 54 million of Latinos who are living in this country. And by the way, did you know, for anybody who asks, every month for the next 20 years, that's every single month, 50,000 Latinos are going to turn 18. Mr. Personality, nice try there last week, but not going to let you get off that easy. So you can take your job outsourcing, Medicare killing, middle class slashing, immigrant bashing, nice personality somewhere else, because in 64 days, Latinos and the rest of the country are going to self-deport you back to the Cayman Islands or whatever it is. This seat's taken. Or as they say in Spanish, adelante con Barack Obama. Or if you say in my neck of the woods back there, pa'lante con Barack Obama.
Thank you, Andres. We're now going to hear next from Alejandra Salinas.
Why young people on the other side. There are no Latinos or Latinas with the power and influence in this party and in this campaign on the other side. And that is a very tangible example that our president believes in our community. I will be addressing the Democratic National Convention this week. And the fact that I speak on that platform is a great example that the President believes in our community and believes in the young Latinos. I want to give a shout out to all the college and young Democrats in the room, especially in our very briefly about the sharp contrast that's already been explained a bit between both candidates. On one side, we have Mitt Romney, who's when you talk about the DREAM Act, he says, I'm going to repeal it. When you talk about immigration reform, he has no tangible solution. Healthcare, we're going to get rid of it. SAFRA, Pell Grants, the fact that the President doubled the investment in Pell Grants is enormous when we Latinos are the growing population on college campuses. Mitt Romney's response is get rid of it, or better yet, just borrow from your parents or shop around. I can tell you this, most people can't just go ask their parents for $100,000 to go to college, and President Obama recognized that and making sure that all Latinos in this community have an opportunity to get a great higher education. So I ask you all, you are the faces of your community. The Latino community is a very tight-knit community. It is your responsibility to remind people what this president has done, how much the president has fought for us. In 2008, he made a commitment to stand up for our community. He has proven that each and every single day. I am proud to stand with this president. I know you are too. And I ask you to utilize all the resources provided by this campaign and this party to get out that message and re-elect our president this November.
Thank you, Jaime. And for our final speaker for this panel, our number 2 great guy, Jaime Ariazaga Soto.
Good morning, everyone. I am also from Puerto Rico originally, so I had to hold my Puerto Rico name. I adopted my second Commonwealth in the Commonwealth of Virginia, so okay. So as we wrap up the panel, I'm going to talk to you about the area of communications, because we have a great message, we have a great strategy, we have the energy. We need to go get those votes and get that message out. People need to know all the great things we've done and all the great things we're going to do over the next 4 years. For that, you will see that we've given you a very handy card. Well, we have them in Spanish, we have them in English. Okay? You get that card, there's some of our achievements there. People need to know what we've done, and you are our ambassadors. So for the next 60 days, everyone in Ohio, in Wisconsin, in New Hampshire, in Colorado, in Nevada, in Florida, we need to get that message out, and you can do communications. You can be one of our surrogates. We have a whole surrogate program that we run out of the DNC. So let us know, because we need you out on the radio. A lot of our gente, they listen to radio, so we need to make sure that we're there and we cover the space. Because when you open the newspaper, and you look at a column and you don't like it, you know why that column is there? Because you haven't written your own column and sent it to the paper. So we want you on the newspapers, La Prensa. We have a lot of community newspapers in our community that are read by a lot of people. We need you on our Prensa, both written, radio, and TV. So we have this whole surrogate program that you can be part of and get the message out over the next few days. If you're in a state that is not one of those battleground states, we have some feeder states like California, like Texas. Those are big states. We have New York, Illinois. We have great radio, TV, great Hispanic press that you should be also getting the message there. And if you're from one of the other states, well, you're close to one of the key states. So those of you in Oklahoma, we want you to be helping in Colorado. Those of you in New Jersey, we want you to be helping in Pennsylvania. So it's a team effort. We're going to win. We're going to keep moving forward because we have a lot more to do and we are going to do it together. As we say, estamos unidos. So let's keep working together, and let's make sure that in 60-something days, what's the number here? 64. I've been here for a few days and it feels like a week. So in 64 days, we all celebrate again and we keep our nation moving forward, because estamos unidos, we need it, we don't want to go back. Let's work together on the communication side. Approach us if you have any, if you want to help, and let's win. Estamos unidos. Muchas gracias.